What would you do if you found out something you cherished was possessed? Would you try and throw it away? Destroy it? Maybe sell it to some unsuspecting buyer? And how did it become haunted in the first place? Those are the questions we're going to ask as we explore those very objects. Some you might be familiar with, others so obscure that they've been lost to the sands of time until now. I'm your host, Evan O'Hare. Welcome to Haunted Objects. Before you buy that trinket at a garage sale or accept that family inheritance, take a look at these haunted objects and decide for yourself if you believe.
Thanks for watching Haunted Objects. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and click the bell so you can be notified when new episodes of Haunted Objects goes live. Now back to the show.
As a kid, all my brother and I wanted was a bunk bed. The space-saving bed was first used in the early 15th century, more recently popularized in the 80s and 90s in many television shows. Was it the potential of sleeping 6 feet off the ground, or maybe the bed collapsing on top of an annoying sibling? Whatever the reason of the bed's popularity and longevity, this bunk bed isn't one you'd want to sleep in. Horicon, Wisconsin, a small farming town of just 3,800. It is generally considered a safe and prosperous place, which is exactly why the Tallmen family opted to purchase a family home in the very place, 1986. 2 years later, and a further purchase was required, a purchase of a bunk bed for the children. They found exactly that after a visit to a local secondhand shop. 100% lighter, the family brought the beds into the home, but by all accounts, it wasn't just that which entered the house. The innocent assembly of such an item awakened something so dark and sinister that it resulted in 9 months of absolute terror for the family. From the moment the bed was first slept in, the house appeared to be haunted by spirits that terrorized first the children and then the entire family on a daily basis. The children, who were very rarely sick, became violently ill for no apparent reason. Their clock radios took on a seeming life of its own, randomly switching channels and sounding static. Even when disconnected, it continued to do so until the early hours of the morning. The children also reported seeing a red-eyed witch behind the door. The youngest daughter claiming to see repeated images of fire in the room. Within a matter of weeks, her brother saw the same thing. At their wits' end, the family pastor was summoned to the house. Once inside, he instinctively felt the presence in the house. Continually tormented by entities, both came to the conclusion that it was evil in nature. Disembodied voices would call out in the dead of night. Doors would bang shut and swing open constantly. As Christmas approached, the children's visions got more and more horrifying. At the end of his tether, Alan demanded the spirits get out of his house. If they persisted in their attempts to frighten them, they should instead target him. Approximately 3 weeks after this declaration, he returned home following a late shift at work. Outside the family garage, he heard an eerie sound, the sound of howling. A voice emerged from the noise. "Come here." Alan explored the area to see whether someone was playing a prank on him, but when he returned to the garage, he was still alone, but the garage itself was on fire. Running to get a fire extinguisher, when he returned, there was no longer a fire, nor any indication of a fire. Once inside, the entities threw his lunch bag and clothing around the room. After weeks of torment and a shift in focus, it came to a head when a fog surrounded Alan and spoke, "You're dead," prompting his terrified wife to call on the pastor once again. A few weeks later, a terrifying figure appeared. Debbie grabbed the kids and they left. In the next few weeks, the family decided to destroy the bunk beds. All the activity ceased. In 1988, the family moved, and another family took their place. They never reported any further issues in the house. As for the beds, their method of destruction is unknown, and as far as anyone knows, no remnants have ever been unearthed.
Whether the cursed objects shown this evening are of myth, urban legend, or fantastical paranormal occurrences is for you to decide. I hope I haven't left you eyeballing your shelves and contemplating your latest thrift shop purchase. But if I did, get in touch. Tell us about your possessed possession, and maybe we'll feature it right here on Haunted Objects.
Thank you for listening to Haunted Objects, brought to you by Resurrection Films, hosted by Evan O'Hare, and produced by Shawnee Elise Cook, directed and edited by Jason D. Morris, written by Carly Street, Mark Francisco, and Jason D. Morris, co-produced by Troy L. Foreman and Jason Hewlett, executive produced by Resurrection Films and Berg Garabedian. Haunted Objects was originally aired on the Paranormal Network for Joe Blow Media Inc.